energy conservation in residential buildings is very much needed now, especially in the individual houses or flats or in the building common utilities. We have to routinely revisit and do the energy saving exercises. So, for the commercial buildings, the energy saving potential is, for the new buildings it is around 35%, for the existing buildings around 15%. But for the residential buildings, definitely we have a scope for saving around 20% thanks to the ECBC Energy Conservation Building Code by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. It has educated us very well as such, and we have to promptly educate the residential users to control their energy consumption now. So, the breakup of domestic electricity consumption, to start with electricity, let us see, you have the three types of consumers, like low class consumer consuming around 3 units per day, middle class around 5 to 10 units per day, that is people who do not use the air conditioner, and the upper middle class who consume around 15 to 20 units per day, they have one AC. And definitely the upper class, they have two more ACs, they consume more than 20 to 30 or even more also. So, let us try to concentrate on the residential buildings without air conditioners and with air conditioners, and let us see how each and every resident can definitely reduce his electricity bill accordingly. The first and foremost, Bureau of Energy Efficiency has educated only one point: always monitor your electricity so as to target the reduction of it. So, in the house, thanks to the latest innovations or the trends that is happening in each of the electrical department in all the states throughout India, we can see everywhere tri-vector meter, three-phase 4-wire meter has been fixed in many of the buildings, residential buildings, and you know already the kilowatt kVA directly, if you can scroll down the meter, you can see both the kilowatt and kVA also. So, let us just switch on, coming to an individual flat or a house, let us switch on all the fans, lights, fridge, geysers and AC, kitchen appliances and everything. You can switch it on for say a few minutes only, and you get the reading. After getting the reading, maximum what is the power consumption of the given building with all the appliances on, all the gadgets on. Then let us switch off the batch of lights. Let us take the reading for the fans, for the fridge, for the all the air conditioners or the geysers, each and every one let us switch it off, so that you know what is the each consumption of in kilowatt and kVA. Accordingly, you know what is the rating and how you can operate upon it as such. The rating or the nameplate of the given appliance and what is the consumption, accordingly you know where we stand as such, you know, and how many hours each appliance has consumed as such. Coming to the building electrical distribution, this needs to be very safe and efficient. Okay, instead of fixing an individual automatic stabilizer for fridge or TV or audio or any of the gadgets, it is always prudent to think of a higher kVA automatic voltage stabilizer at the incoming of lighting circuits, especially where the voltage is higher always in the nights and in the daytime it is low. But if your building is near to the EB main transformer, then you will always get high voltages. If your building is very much at the tail end of the EB transformer, you will get almost low and varying voltage also. If your volts is low and high, very much varying, you can also get in touch with the local EB officials and get the same thing corrected to have a optimum tapping of your the transformer to suit all the residents. But now practically this is not possible. So, if it is possible by you go and install an automatic voltage stabilizer either for your lighting circuits, lighting and fan circuits like 5 amp circuit, or if the voltage range is above very high or very low, then you have to install for the total 15 amp circuit also. Coming to the individual appliances, what are all the innovations that is happening now for the past 1 decade, more than a decade? Thanks to the BLDC technology, The fans have already taken over, the BLDC fans have already taken over, and the government has given lot of thrust towards energy efficient appliances. Thanks to the EESL and all the government initiatives, many of the states, many of the buildings, many of the commercial and residential buildings, they have all changed over from LED to the LED lighting and the BLDC fans, and they achieved more than 50% savings. But this has to percolate to all the individual residential users also. They have to change their fans. There is no other way, because the existing fans consume almost 70 to 80 watts, and their VA is volt ampere is consumption is still more only. So the need for changing to the BLDC fan is becoming mandatory now, and a lot of incentives are there to buy this BLDC fan, and at the price has come down at a very rock bottom pricing, and it is stabilizing also. It is time to change over to the BLDC fan. You can see at position 2 of the BLDC fan, whenever you are using the AC, it just consumes only 6 watts, and at position 3, normally in your house or flat, it consumes only 25% of what the original normal ceiling fan consumes. You can see the ceiling fan, ordinary ceiling fan, which is so heavy, and the BLDC fan is so light, and it is very efficient also. The domestic users, especially who are using the inverters, they are very much satisfied, they are very much aware of why the change of LED lighting and the BLDC fans. They have increased their inverter backup time by almost 3 times in their daily usage. They are very much happy, and they are trying to discuss with others to share their latest LED lighting and BLDC fans also. Coming to the general air circulation, air cooling and air conditioning. If you see the air circulation, these are all the areas the residential user, the buildings, the residents in the residential building, they need to know the air circulation consumes only 10 watts per square meter, whereas an air cooling consumes almost 40 watts per square meter. The air conditioning consumes 200 watts per square meter. That means it is the air conditioner consumes 20 times that of air circulation. So this is where the government or the local body, or as an individual, the conscious citizen, energy conscious citizen, let us try to curb the usage of air conditioner. Let us try to make use of the air circulation better, so that air circulation will get superimposed on the air conditioning effect in a small room or a big hall. Everywhere air circulation is given the priority now. The mild air circulation that is superimposed, that is imposed on air conditioner, definitely, especially the mild air circulation is possible with the old fans electronic regulator, but with the latest BLDC fans, low speed fans, this definitely it gives a scope for energy saving. This facilitates this BLDC fans facilitate the energy savings that is possible in an air conditioner. And we also have a feel good symptom of healthy surrounding among yourselves. The human comfort calls for around 24 degrees to 25 degrees, and definitely we can go for a higher set temperature, room set temperature. It is all our mindset, we get used to this. Coming to the energy saving options in your air conditioners, split AC, almost let us say 9 out of 10 the residential users, they are using only split air conditioners, and then comes the package or anything on the high end side. The sleep mode, especially on your AC, definitely you can make use of it, so that the AC gradually increase the set temperature over the time, and it is a smart intelligent setting done by the AC OEM in their air conditioners, split AC, so that you get an excellent energy savings in the night time. And in the eco mode, especially when it is used in the daytime, the fan speed and the temperature adjusts automatically, and thereby it gives a comfortable temperature setting also as well. Comfortable temperature for the user, he is feeling very comfortable still in the eco mode, and here he is able to save energy also. So the provisions are given by the air conditioning OEMs, but still as a user what we can do to improve upon and reduce our energy consumption, especially in the air conditioners. Basically our human body temperature is around 36.9 or say 37 degrees. So it is enough that we have to set by just 10 degrees below the 37 degrees at 27 degrees, and many of the corporate users, many of the corporates, many of the IT buildings, they have already set their temperature room, the halls room setting temperatures to almost 27 degrees, and they find it's all mindset. They have tuned, the corporate employees, all the AC users, they got tuned to this 27 degrees and they got used to it. Coming to the storage water geyser, instead of normally the once it is installed, it is kept at 70 or 75 degrees. In fact, it is very much hotter and it is also consuming more of energy by 15 to 20%. This can be set to around 55 to 60 degrees for warm water bath only, not for a hot water bath. Coming to this air conditioners, the cool air breeze is definitely better for health, and it's around 24% power savings, energy savings can be achieved by going for a room set temperature of 27 degrees, and it is being implemented by many of the undertakings, many of the residential commercial buildings as well. Coming here, how can we save more on our air conditioner? You need to put an outdoor unit under shade. All the outdoor units are under the open terrace, it can be put under shade, and we have done some energy audits even on the building side. We found almost around 10% of energy savings there, up to 10% I say, on their electricity. It makes, see, the air conditioner need not boil at the open terrace to make us cool inside the premises. So, it can be kept under terrace, and definitely this gives a better heat transfer efficiency for the air conditioner. Coming to the AC efficiency improvement can be done or can be checked by the run hour meter and a curve meter, which is fixed on each and individual AC. This will give an idea how much we have done the savings as such. This is what we are talking about, this run hour meter and the 3-phase or a single phase KWH meter. This is totally combo price is around less than 2000 only, and you can see how much of units per day it has consumed, and divided by the number of hours, the run hours per day, definitely it gives the average units per hour either by your air conditioner or by your pump or by your geyser. And what is your OEM's nameplate, what is the gadget's nameplate say, and where do you stand, the kilowatt per hour, unit per hour that is consumed is right or wrong, and what are all the deviations, everything can be studied at a glance by you in the residential buildings. And this daily loading and efficiency variations can be, it can give you a prompt you where to take the step, what is the step to take to give it to the service, or what to give call to the local branded OEM service or not. Coming to the all existing non-inverter type air conditioner split AC, not all the people, all the citizens can change to the 5-star rated air conditioner that is costing more than around 50k now, 40 to 50k let us say. But this aircon saver, it is basically an intelligent air AC controller. It works on EEPROM based microcontroller thanks to the IoT device and IoT domain, which has really given an excellent input on embedded EEPROM based microcontroller. It is a small gadget which gives, it costs around 6000, and it gives an excellent savings of around 20%. With due promotion of the device by all the OEMs and the government authorities, definitely if this is installed in all the split air conditioners, see, millions of split air conditioners are working for the past decade. Definitely 20% savings can be seen from the day 1 onwards as such. Why the air conditioners need to be cooled, the outdoors need to be cooled? Because you see, the OEMs can give a provision to make their outdoor to keep it under cool, this one by, see, these are all the gadgets that is available in the e-commerce platforms costing around 500 to 1000 rupees, which can be fitted on the top of the AC, so that this can be kept cool throughout the day. Also, you can have a permanent fitting or a permanent umbrella type weatherproof shade, so that you try to keep the outdoor of the AC as not very hotter under the sun, at least let the heat load from the sun, let it not reduce your daily usage of your daily efficiency of your air conditioner. This report, the users who have adapted to this shade, they said up to 10% of energy savings was possible in their side as such. Coming to the fridge, see, again I am just talking about different gadgets, different appliances used in the residential buildings. The appliance usage only can give around 20% of energy savings in the residential buildings, apart from the infrastructure changes in the building as such. Your decade-old building fridge, so you can see these 5-star rating tables given by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and you can see on the no star or single star almost it consumed 1100 units, where a 5-star consumes only less than 400 units. Almost the 5-star unit consumes only 1 unit per day, whereas the old fridge, our decade-old fridge consumed almost 3 units per day. So, how it is time to replace to the 5-star rated fridge, and that too with the inverter fridge, that definitely helps the our daily use consumption can definitely come down, because it is 24/7 it is running, the fridge is working as such. In your existing fridge, you see to it that the fridge is always ventilated in and around, that is inside, that is outside of the fridge, especially the back of the fridge is well ventilated, and you would see to it that you do not allow ice formation more than quarter inch in the fridge freezer. That is a symptom when you can see when you are putting your milk packet, daily milk packet, if you see the frozen milk packet, then it means that you need to reduce the temperature setting of your fridge. The temperature heat transfer is not happening correctly in the fridge, so you can reduce the temperature setting depending on the season, depending on the seasonal months. And another thing is, these aspects definitely will reduce the run hours of the fridge compressor, and this will give an energy saving in your existing fridge also. Keep the what all the material you keep inside the fridge, so that you try to ensure air circulation from top to bottom, ultimately with a lower setting or a mild setting based on the season, and with no ice in the freezer, definitely the fridge can give a savings of around 10 to 15% normal in our day to usage as such. Coming to the storage water heater, see all our storage water heaters, geysers are all kept at almost 70 degrees. You can see the heating element almost at, see you can see the thickness of the lime scale. At 116 it is around, the loss of efficiency is 12%, at quarter inch it is almost 40% loss. So, always try to keep your geyser at a lower setting around 55 to 60. What is needed is only warm water, that is medically comforting us also, instead of a hot and hotter water. Coming to the safety of the individual flat or individual house and for the building also, the RCD becomes a mandatory, I will just come back to you. Yeah, the RCBO, residual circuit breaker come overload protection, it becomes a mandatory because a lot of linear and non-linear loads on from the domestic side, and we have to ensure that the earthing is perfect from the individual residence and at the building also. So, either you can fix it at the EB incoming side, and if it is a nuisance tripping for you, at least you can adopt this power adapter, which will definitely, it can be fitted on the geyser end, and definitely where the water and air already is in touch in your bathroom, definitely this gives a foolproof protection, and definitely it gives you the protection against the user who is using the bathroom. And of late, the local EB authorities also say that whenever you are using the bathroom, definitely switch off your geyser and then only use the bathroom. See, we have to take utmost protection for our usage whenever you are using the electricity usage, especially in our residences. Coming to the LPG, see I am just talking about the electricity, I am talking about the appliances, we are talking about the usage of kitchen rice cookers or rice cookers and induction cookers. The BE always suggests that to go for induction cookers, this is more efficient than your LPG based cooking. And coming to the LPG based cooking also, PCRA under the Ministry of Power, in fact they have very widely educated all the housewives in the kitchen to reduce their LPG consumption by 30%. Now, apart from that, whatever is the size of the, depending on the size of your family, either you are 2-member family or a 3-member or a 4-member or a 5-member, accordingly you can select the size of the cooker. Like 1 liter cooker is available, 1.5 is available, 3 liter is available, 5 liter is available. Instead of cooking the for a 2-member family, instead of using a 5 liter cooker, you can use just a 1 liter cooker also. That gives an LPG savings also as such. In your LPG savings, the LPG stove as such, coming to the savings, normally we are using the stove for more than 5 years or 10 years, but once in 2 years if you start replacing the burner head, this gives a savings of almost 5%. This I have studied from my residential application. I used to change once in 2 years. I used to find almost a savings of LPG savings of, instead of 50 days the cylinder to come per refill, it was just consuming, it was coming for almost 53 days or 54 days. So ultimately I am getting around 5% savings LPG by just changing the burner cap. It just costs only 100 rupees only. This retrofit, this is a major step. This needs to be approved by the LPG authorities. This needs to be, see, already millions of devices are working. This, it's basically a LPG gas saver cum safety device, which is retrofitted on the domestic LPG cylinder on top of the existing regulator. And definitely this is a foolproof retrofit against the LPG leakage and accidents. You cannot, you are seeing, whenever you open the newspapers, you find so much of accidents that is happening, LPG leakage related accidents. Once fitted in your flat or in your house or in your building, definitely this will give a total leakage protection. Whatever the LPG leakage that is happening from your cylinder to the stove, definitely whenever the leakage is there, this will automatically trip. And also it gives an excellent savings of around 10% LPG. This costs around only 1000 rupees only, and it is definitely worth the device. Only thing, the authorities have to approve this. Already millions of residences already using this. This is an excellent gadget to be retrofitted, and definitely for the sake of safety, for the sake of LPG leakage, to protect the individual household from the LPG leakage related accidents, definitely this is a mandatory measure to be adopted. See, it has to, this has to be approved as such. Coming to the water pumping system, either for an individual house or for a common building, say you have 12 flats or you have 24 flats or you have 100 flats, wherever it may be, routine servicing of your water pump, definitely it is able to, once in 3 years the pump needs to be routinely serviced, so that you can, once you are fitting a run hour and a kWh meter on the existing pump, you can see the run hours or the kWh hour per hour automatically goes up once the pump is put to operation over a period of 2 years or 3 years. You can see a 5-star rated pump on replacement from 7.5 HP to 5 HP, almost you can see the savings of almost 36% on the input side, and the overall savings, the LPS, the discharge LPS also went up, and the overall savings is around 48%. So, the star rating of pumps definitely prompt the individual the residential user. Definitely, if your pump is, you see the pump nameplate and you see the pump efficiency, you also check with the pump OEM, and if the efficiency is very much less, definitely you can go for 5-star rated pump. Definitely you can see around 20 to 30% of energy savings on the 5-star pump replacement. Also, it is time that you have to monitor your daily water consumption, especially in your residential building, multi-storied flats, or many flats are in your building. Install a run hour meter in your bore pump panel. One bore pump is feeding to all your, so let us say 100 flats are there, it is feeding to your 100 flats. Just measure at the, when the borewell is pumping the water to your sump, underground sump, just put a, we call it as a bucket filling method, just fill the water with a PVC barrel for say 100 liters or 200 liters, you see the number of seconds it takes, and definitely you can quantify your daily water input in liters per day, and this run hour meter will say it is running for 4 hours. This takes only 20 seconds to fill this 200 liters. For 4 hours, you know how much of time. Ultimately, you can say this, case study shows almost our today's water consumption is for 41,000 liters. You can see the 5 HP submersible pump at 40 stage delivering almost 3000 to 6000 LPH through 1.5 inch pipe at a height of 209 to 120 meters. The pump is located at 450 feet below the ground, and the barrel filling test is done. PVC barrel is kept and measured, and we found it's around 5500 liters per hour is delivered by the pump at our sump passage. And the kWh also we checked, and running hours also we checked over a month, it was around 7.4 hours. So, We are aware now our apartment is consuming almost 41,000 liters. You can do it for your apartment at a low cost of around 500 rupees is this run hour meter, and this categorized meter it's almost it's around 2000 rupees combo price. So definitely this will give you what will be your daily kiloliter consumption per apartment. This huge notice display in your notice board, daily notice board, will prompt the residents, oh, we are consuming this much of water, let us try to reduce it. They will start reducing by themselves as such. This is again a case study. It is not only the pump that matters to us, especially on the residential buildings, because residential buildings the piping losses are totally ignored. I am just giving a case study where you can see a 4-story building with a 5 HP open well sub pump that is put in the sump, and it is feeding to the overhead tank at almost it is a 5 floor. At the 5th floor the overhead tank is there on the open terrace. The pump spec calls for almost 6.5 liters per second at 32 meters head. The nameplate inputs give us this is the input given by the pump nameplate. The pump flow after the recent service is checked with the PVC barrel at overhead tank at 28 meter head. We found it is only around delivering only 4 liters per second. Then we just checked it, removed the barrel from the overhead tank, and then we brought it to the sump, and at the sump level we just checked what is the delivery of the pump. It was around 6 LPS. When measured the flow of the pump at the delivery at the sump level, it was 6 LPS. Later we found, checked down, observed and found that the CPVC pipe only is used throughout the portion, almost some 50 feet it is used, but in the pump at the sump only it is used at 2 inches, that is the delivery of the pump size. So 2 inches is used only for 6 feet, and balance almost 50 feet is used for that overhead tank. They have reduced the size to 1.5 inches. Ultimately this brought down the flow drop by 30%. This has happened, and this can happen to any of the residential buildings. So you please see to it that what is the water that is delivering into your overhead tank. You just have your PVC barrel, and you can just measure it, and you know whether your pump efficiency, whether your piping efficiency, and sometimes many of your piping due to either GI pipe, all these ordinary PVC pipes instead of CPVC pipes also, it gets totally scaling inside. This scaling can be removed, and the 30% flow drop, that is a 30% efficiency drop, it can be restored by cleaning descaling the pipe, or you can go for alternate methods and try to improve upon the piping losses. And definitely this is a loss that is visibly seen in many of the residential buildings. The water ministry, Jal Shakti, they have excellently guided and mandated all the users, the commercial users, the office goers, office buildings everywhere to install these aerators in all their commercial and residential buildings as well, apart from the office buildings and the hospital and hospitality buildings as well, from 2019 onwards. And you can see the aerator which is used, it almost from 10 LPM the water saving is there to 3 LPM, almost 70% of water saving by using these aerators and restrictors in each of the pipe tap applications. It is high time that we have to definitely retrofit the device at the point of water usage, and definitely it can definitely give an optimized water consumption for our usage as such. A simple 3 water saving steps taken in our apartment almost around 2 years back, 2023. 3 steps we have taken. One is installing this aerator type. You can see this size and type of aerator which is giving an excellent flow for the cleaning application. We measured the cleaning time and all. It's all statistics. It's a group study by the apartment office bearers, and we have come across almost 20 to 30 minutes the common maids are using to clean the vessels, and almost 20 to 30 minutes is used for vessel cleaning application in the kitchen. Then comes we have installed a 1 liter PET bottle in all our flush tanks, so that let us try to reduce that 1 liter water in each of our flush. Then fixed a sticker. I will just come to the next slide. I will fixed a sticker of 3 liter or 6 liter slide, the sticker on all the flush tank in the individual flat. We spent from the association almost around 9,000 rupees for these workings for this 100 flats, and almost around 9,000 got paid back within a month itself. Almost 1 lakh rupees we are able to save by these simple 3 measures, and 20% water consumption got reduced in our flat monthly usage. So, this is a flat monthly usage, water bills also reduced by 20%, the STP usage also reduced, electricity bills also reduced. So, when we can do this, implement this water saving in our apartments, why the same cannot be done by all the residential flats and apartments now as such. The display volume, to display the volume of flushing in toilet at the point of use. This is, I have done it since almost 5 years in my flat, and almost you see it is a 3 liter or a 6 liter this one. So, whenever the person goes for a urinal, say 6 times a day per person, at almost instead of 6 liters we are using only 3 liters, means 18 liters per person, and for 4 persons in a flat it almost saves around 2000 liters of water per month per flat. You can see the see these are all the usage. See whenever you are using the flush at the when you are using the toilet, that time almost most of the time, sir, almost 6 times you can use only the 3 liter this one flush. So, the OEMs, flush tank OEM also has to definitely give a display of either what is a low size and the high size, what is the liter. Instead of putting low and high, let us put what is the liters, 3 liters or 6 liters. See, even the kids, even the, see, from our flat we educated our children and they did the reverse, they started educating the elders, and after doing this, definitely the saving of 20% on their monthly water bills has definitely been seen by our flats. This is what, these are all the small, see, these are small drops make a big ocean, especially in the water saving. Water is the basic form of energy saving, especially in the residential apartments. This residual current device, RCBO, residual current breaker cum overload, this has become, this is a mandatory, this is what I wanted to tell at the, when we are using the RCD device in the bathroom. See, if we can use it in the incoming, it is excellent, but the old wires and the nuisance of tripping is there. Many residents started complaining in decade old flats and all. So, we have suggested them to at least install this RCD device, especially in the bathrooms wherever the geyser is there, at the plug and pull area, so that at the cable to the geyser, so that whenever there is a abnormal leakage that happens, definitely the geyser trips and definitely the person is protected as such from the short circuit, overload and earth leakage. This is what I wanted to inform you. We can at least have this, either you can have at the incoming, or that is not possible, at least this can be installed, because our human life is very precious, and electricity definitely it has to be it needs to be a servant to us. It should not overtake us, and we have to take all the safety precautions, especially when using the electricity in the bathroom, and definitely the geyser to be switched off when you are using the bathroom as such. So, always refer your appliance nameplate, what is the current electricity consumption. Now you know what is your kWh per hour or what is kWh consumed. Accordingly, you can go for 5-star ratings, the more the stars and more the energy savings. So, always look for energy efficient star ratings whenever you are buying either a geyser or an air conditioner or a TV or a ceiling fan, especially the BLDC fans, and all the gadgets or appliances you are buying for your residence. Definitely go for higher stars, definitely it pays you, you go by the life cycle costing, and definitely the more the stars, the more the savings, and definitely your electricity bills reduces by 20% only by the appliances, proper utilizing the appliances and upgrading your appliances to the energy efficient appliances. So, let us all collectively conserve now. The good habits, like the charity begins at home, that is what we say. So, the good habits or the conserving habits, let it begin at home. Every material is energy related, we all agree, the cost of manufacture, all these things. If you talk about water consumption, it is the virtual water that is consumed for the manufacture of the equipment or the gadget. So, wherever try to conserve less, that is our consumption, definitely you have to consume less and you have to conserve more. This is the need of the hour asset. And whenever you are conserving either electricity or water or LPG or even petrol or diesel in your genset usage and all, showcase to others and consistently educate others. See, this is what we want to be energy conscious in the society. Let us first try to conserve daily at our home, and let us inform others in the surrounding us to conserve more. Let us collectively conserve and collectively educate, consistently educate others also to conserve more as such. All the case studies regarding the residential and commercial buildings I have published in this book, Energy Monitoring and Conservation Practices, and definitely you can go through it, and lot of case studies, in-depth discussions of case studies has been done in this book. It will be useful to you. Thanks for listening to this, and it is our priority that we have to reduce by 20% on all our residential buildings, and definitely it will be a win-win situation for the individual citizen, for the state and for the nation as such. Thank you, thank you, thank you.